Last night I got an email from DCPS that our schools have set a record for the number of students enrolled, currently sitting at more than 51,000 students. And they noted that was the highest ever since they started collecting that data in 2007. And let me tell you, as both a council member and a DCPS parent, I'm very excited to see that growth. We've also seen enrollment declines in some neighboring communities outside the district as they've struggled with pandemic recovery. So all the better that we are not following that trend. But even despite that good news, I can recall earlier this year when the fiscal year 2024 budget was submitted to council, that individual school budgets were all over the place. Brent Elementary School is one example, which was forecasted to see an increase in its enrollment numbers, actually had its overall budget go down, which simply made no sense. The Schools First and Budgeting Act restored most of the cuts that we saw across school budgets, and I appreciate that work, Mr. Chairman, for leading that effort. But the finger pointing that we saw ensue from DCPS after that was deeply discouraging, and it certainly didn't put our schools, our families, our educators, and most importantly, our students first. I did want to take a moment to highlight some continuing school budget concerns in Ward 6. I'll go back to Brent Elementary as an example. While the Schools First and Budgeting Act restored some of those funds that were cut from the proposed budget, it didn't restore all of it. And the mayor's cuts to these schools are leading to big challenges. At Brent Elementary, there is one single fifth grade general education teacher. And while there have been requests to have other teachers be added, my understanding is those requests have been denied. So as a result, that school combined both their fourth and their fifth grades into one class. I tried explaining this to my second grader the other day, and he came up with a creative name and called it the frith grade. That makeshift solution puts our school leadership, our teachers, and our families into really challenging scenarios, and it disrupts the continuity we expect in our learning environments for our students. I think we've got to have more sound budgeting, earlier budgeting, to help avoid that entire problem. I'll also highlight Maury Elementary School, which is in dire need of another fifth grade teacher. Requests have been made to get another fifth grade teacher at the school, but again, those requests have been denied. And the school is making do with larger class sizes, but I don't think it's a tenable or sustainable solution. And I just highlight those two examples because our school budget should reflect our needs, and it all starts with budgeting. We can also look back just a couple of years ago to funding for specific positions. We remember the loss of school librarians as an example. And while ultimately we were able to restore those positions later in that year, the damage was done. Schools lost longtime librarians. The relationships between students, families, and other educators was broken. I'm very frustrated because while on paper, we didn't necessarily remove those positions, we lost the real life human beings and everything that comes with that. They're not widgets, they're not interchangeable parts, they are vital parts of the school community. And this budgeting has not been working the way it needs to. So, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your focus on this today. I'm looking forward to the hearing today to really try to get ahead of this earlier in the process and make sure that our schools, our educators, and our students and our families just know what it's going to look like. And I hope we can all strongly advocate for the resources that every school needs to continue to be the thriving spaces they've got to be. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.